Can India shift from petrol to sugarcane? Let's see the economics. India consumes 42 million tons of petrol every year. Nitin Gadkari wants to replace it with ethanol. Today, a major source of ethanol in India is sugarcane. Because ethanol gives 30% less mileage, you need to fill more ethanol to deliver the same energy. Here is the calculation. To replace petrol, we need around 77 billion liters of ethanol. That is more than 1,000 million tons of sugarcane. India currently produces 450 million tons of sugarcane annually. That means India needs to grow nearly 3 times more sugarcane. Here are 5 problems with this whole idea of running vehicles from sugarcane juice. Number 1, water crisis. Sugarcane is the most water-hungry crop in India. To grow 1 kg sugarcane, we need 2,000 to 3,000 liters of water. Now multiply that across 1,000 million tons of sugarcane. The numbers are catastrophic. India's major sugarcane belts, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh, are already facing groundwater depletion. In Karnataka alone, districts like Belagavi are pumping groundwater faster than rainfall can restore it. Rivers in the Krishna and Kaveri basin are already under stress from interstate water disputes. Tripling sugarcane production requires water that India simply doesn't have. We are not talking about a resource that can be manufactured or imported. Once the groundwater is gone, it is gone. Gadkari's ethanol dream does not run on sugarcane juice. It runs on the last drops of water in India's groundwater sources. Problem number 2, food security. Sugarcane, maize and rice are the 3 major raw materials for ethanol production in India. These are not industrial chemicals, these are food items. As soon as the farmers realize there is a high price for these, farmers will stop growing other crops. When you divert farmland from food crops to fuel crops, food supply tightens and prices will rise very badly. Already we are facing crazy inflation. India already has over 190 million undernourished people. Converting food farms into fuel farms will create serious issues to the middle class and lower class people. And it is not just sugarcane. The government is aggressively pushing maize cultivation for ethanol. Maize land is being diverted away from pulses and oil seeds. This will increase India's dependence on imported edible oils, which means we solve one import problem by creating other problems. In my opinion, you cannot feed a country on ethanol. Problem number 3. Farmers suffer. The government calls ethanol a farmer welfare scheme, but many of the risks are borne by the farmer, while much of the value is captured by mills and distilleries. Tripling sugarcane production means farmers need to lock their land for 18 months per crop cycle. No other crop and no flexibility. During those 18 months, their input costs, water, fertilizer, pesticides and labor costs keep rising. According to ISMA, sugarcane ethanol already costs over 70 rupees per liter to produce, but oil companies buy it for around 65 rupees. That means every liter sold loses money. The distillery sells at a loss. That loss eventually travels down the chain to the farmer through delayed payments and lower sugarcane prices. The farmer grows the sugarcane. The distillery takes the margin. After some time, this can become more expensive than petrol. Problem number 4. Ethanol will not solve import dependency. This is the biggest problem in Gadkari's argument. Ethanol only replaces petrol. It does not touch diesel, LPG or aviation fuel. And diesel is India's largest fuel by consumption. Trucks, buses, tractors, agriculture all run on diesel. Ethanol cannot work in diesel engine. Here is a deeper problem. India's refineries import crude oil and refine it into petrol, diesel and LPG all at once. You cannot import crude oil and tell it to skip just petrol. Even if ethanol reduces petrol demand, refineries still import the same crude oil for diesel and LPG. India's crude oil import bill does not fall proportionately. Ethanol shaves a fraction of the problem while leaving the rest completely untouched. Problem number 5. Real beneficiaries. Now here is a bigger question. If this policy has so many problems, why is Gadkari pushing it so aggressively? Gadkari is the road transport minister. Fuel policy is not even his portfolio. Yet, he is the loudest voice for ethanol in the entire cabinet. His son, Nikhil, runs Sian Agro Industries, an ethanol supply company. Congress kept stressing about how the revenue jump, How did it go from 18 crore to 523 crore in just 1 year? And stock price rising more than 2,100%. His second son is director of Manas Agro Industries, also in the ethanol business. Now both the companies trace back to Purti Group, the sugar empire Gadkari himself founded. So obviously Congress has the logic to question Gadkari's passion to replace petrol with ethanol. Congress even demanded a Lokpal probe, but Gadkari called it a paid campaign. The reality is the biggest beneficiaries of this whole thing is not farmers, it is the distilleries. And currently, Gadkari family is in the front line benefiting from the tripling of India's sugarcane production. Politicians may call it the green fuel running vehicles from sugarcane juice, but there is nothing green about pumping groundwater, diverting farmland, and turning food into fuel. An oil crisis only squeezes the economy. A water crisis will hurt the entire civilization. So before India asks, how do we replace petrol? Maybe we should ask a simpler question. What are we willing to sacrifice for it? Is it going to be a threat to Indian economy? Drop your opinions in the comment below and I will see you in the next video.